The crisis in Gaza gets worse by the day. Airstrikes and shelling have now displaced an estimated 1 million people. Among the refugees, University of Sydney master's student Asmaa El Khaldi. She's originally from Gaza, a filmmaker who had documented her life in the territory. She'd returned to visit her family. On October 7, she was woken by rocket fire. We've been able to speak to Asmaa via voice memos sent through WhatsApp.
We are very, staying very tense on what might happen the next minute. We're very isolated. We don't have any internet or any power or any sources for information and news.
She and her husband evacuated their apartment on the first day of fighting. A few days later, that building was hit by Israeli shelling. She'd been living on the second floor. She's now in South Gaza.
The sounds and you can really feel or hear the heaviness of the bombs that are being dropped by Israeli airplane on nearby places. People line up every single day to get their water, their food. You're only allowed to get 1 pack of bread each day.
Authorities in Gaza say more than 4,600 people have been killed since October 7.
There's been a recent estimation that about 11,000 buildings have been destroyed. So if you calculate the amount of housing units, that would have been probably around 92,000 housing units have been more or less destroyed. These are families who have no homes to come back to.
With a ground assault imminent, there have been some diplomatic successes. Overnight, a second convoy of aid trucks was allowed into Gaza.
There's a desperate need for these trucks to come in, and it is being used as a bargaining chip. I would say predominantly on the side of by the Israelis and the Egyptians, because they're the ones who really control the entry, the border crossing itself.
As the first convoy went in on Friday, 2 hostages came out. Israeli Americans Judith Renan and her 17-year-old daughter Natalie.
I am happy that they are alive and well and can have this great news and try to continue on with their lives. But there are 212 more people there.
Among the missing, 4 members of Ifat Zayla's family, including 4-year-old Ariel Bibas and his brother Kafir, just 10 months old.
In 2 months' time, I don't want to talk to you and celebrate his first birthday. We need everyone to here to calm down and think about different strategies. We need them back first.
The Persian Gulf state of Qatar helped broker the release of Judith and Natalie Renan.
Qatar has had pretty good relationships with many of the parties that subscribe to some form of political Islam.
I think it shows that if you put the right pressure on Qatar, it was an American pressure that they put on Qatar along with Egypt, things can happen.
Dual citizens and foreign visa holders trapped in Gaza have been told to stay close to the southern border crossing in case it opens.
Allowing dual citizens to leave from Gaza is probably part and parcel of opening up a humanitarian corridor through Rafah.
As negotiations continue over Gaza and hostages, the risk is growing of a broader conflict. On Israel's northern border, sporadic rocket and artillery fire between Israel and the Iran-backed Lebanese militia Hezbollah is becoming more frequent. Israel launched more airstrikes on Lebanon overnight.
If rockets start raining in Israel, then the US is going to get involved. I mean, this will spread quite quickly and escalate into a much more a regional conflict with international actors.
With the potential for this to get much worse very quickly, the toll on individuals like Ifat Zala is overwhelming. Her aunt and uncle were also missing, presumed kidnapped, but in the past few days she has received devastating news.
Friday afternoon, we received a call telling us they found their bodies. They didn't say where exactly and how, and they just wanted to inform us that they're gone, that they were murdered.
They were buried yesterday. In Gaza, the Sydney University student Asmaa El Khaldi yesterday moved to a UN-run school closer to the crossing. There have been airstrikes nearby.
I'm afraid to be another number added to people who were killed during this escalation. And I'm always contemplating and thinking about would I be feeling the pain while passing away or not.